To the real world and the debate last night. Who was the big loser last night? Ron Paul and I agree on some things and really disagree on others. Last night, I couldn't have disagreed with the man more. He has sealed it. I could never, ever vote for him.
I think Cyndi Lauper said it best when she said, "Your true colors shining through."
This is pretty amazing. Listen to this audio.
On your website on 9/11, you had a blog post that basically blamed the United States for 9/11. On your website yesterday,
Rick Santorum.
You said that it was our actions that brought about the actions of 9/11. Now, Congressman Paul, that is irresponsible. A president of the United States someone who's running for the president of the United States in the Republican Party should not be parroting what Osama bin Laden said on 9/11. We are not being attacked, and we were not attacked because of our actions. We were attacked, as Newt talked about, because we have a civilization that is antithetical to the civilization of the jihadists. And they want to kill us because of who we are and what we stand for. And we stand for American exceptionalism. We stand for freedom and opportunity for everybody around the world. And I am not ashamed to do that.
30 seconds, Mr. Paul.
As long as this country follows that idea, we're going to be under a lot of danger. This whole idea that the whole Muslim world is responsible for this and they're attacking us because we're free and prosperous, that is just not true.
Which, by the way, is not what he said. He didn't say the whole Muslim world is attacking us. That's not what he said.
Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda have been explicit. They have been explicit, and they wrote and said that we attacked America because you had bases on our Holy Land in Saudi Arabia. You do not give Palestinians a fair treatment, and you have been bombing. I didn't say that. I'm trying to get you to understand what the motive was behind the bombing.
All right.
At the same
all right, well,
time,
then it's
we
reasonable.
have been bombing and killing hundreds of thousands of Iraqis for 10 years. Would you be annoyed? If you're not annoyed, then there's some problem.
All right,
Wow,
stop.
that's amazing.
Stop. He says I don't agree with it, but if you're not annoyed by that, then there's some problem.
Right.
So you do agree with that?
He doesn't say he doesn't agree
Does
with
agree
it.
with
guy-
it.
the guy
he
is-
says it all the time.
The guy is. I really believe that Ron Paul is real trouble in the Middle East. Real trouble in the Middle East. He has it wrong every step of the way. He has some things right. Have we been? Has our foreign policy played a role in the discontent? Yes. When you say you stand for freedom and then you get into bed with brutal dictators like Mubarak, yeah. You're sending a mixed message that nobody understands, and so you stand for nothing. Because the people in the Middle East see us and say, you're not a great hope. You're just the same. You've been helping this guy who's been torturing our families. So, did we play a role in that? Yes. Is that what Osama bin Laden really wants? Is that what Ahmadinejad really wants? Is us just to leave? No. He wants global domination for all in the name of Allah. That's what they are. They are Islamo-fascists.
And by the way, they said that explicitly as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
I love
still saying it.
He just picks and chooses, essentially, their ad campaign for why they did this. It's because of the Americans.
And we're not treating the Palestinians correctly? Excuse me, Mr. Ron Paul? Who were the people that were handing out cake and cookies on 9/11? That video should be played. In fact, get that video, play it tonight. That video should be played over and over and over again. People need to remember exactly who these people are. And Ron Paul is playing right into their hands.
Who quotes Osama bin Laden's reasoning when running for president?
Well, I'm not saying it. I'm saying that Osama bin Laden said it. He wrote us a letter and said he attacked us for these reasons.
I don't care what Osama bin Laden's reasons were for attacking us. He has no credibility with me. I understand what he thinks. I don't think the same thing. So if you don't think the same thing, why do you keep quoting him?
Because Ron Paul,
it's unbelievable.
Ron Paul,
it's unbelievable.
He either is so sadly misguided on, he really doesn't believe any of those things. And so he's so misguided that he really thinks that is Osama bin Laden's main goal, is just to get us out of the Middle
I
East.
think he totally believes that.
No, I don't. He's not that stupid.
I think he believes that. I think he's an isolationist when it comes to this stuff.
I think he agrees with bin Laden that we should not be anywhere we are.
And
that includes America.
And
Osama bin Laden also doesn't want us in America.
And while Ron Paul doesn't obviously believe that, he believes that we shouldn't have a military base anywhere else in the world.
He's just sadly
mistaken.
Wildly mistaken.
And you fought him out. You fought with him on this in the past. He's been on the show, and you've talked to him about all these things, and you're never going to come. This is why every time you flirt with Ron Paul, because you love him on certain issues. And
I love him on the Fed. I love him on personal responsibility. The economy. He's right on a lot of stuff.
And you've talked about
dead wrong on some things.
And every time you say, like, I don't know, he sounds great, you forget these moments.
Yeah.
And this is really the core of it.
I'll tell you something. I'm always accused of being a neocon. There's nobody. Ron Paul is the furthest from a neocon. I am right there. I don't want our forces all around the world. How long have I been saying, pull our troops back, get them back home? How long have I been saying that? 3 years?
Yeah, years.
So please don't start with me. I learned the mistake of the early 2000s. I learned my mistake. I get it. Don't tell me about that. I'm just not a complete isolationist because the world is small. And there are things that you do to help people. That doesn't mean we fight their wars. I have no intention of fighting a war for Israel or anybody else. I will help them fight their own war. Let them fight it. Believe me, these guys are not. How many people? How many nations do they have to drive back over and over and over again? So you see, Israel fights the war the right way. They decide to go to war, and then they just kill people quickly, drive them back, and end it.
Because they have to.
Right.
We don't have that necessity. So we have the luxury of just messing with them, toying with them.
Keep going on and on and on and on and on. And there isn't a person within the sound of my voice that thinks that what we're doing right now and what we've been doing for the last 5 years is going to work. It's going to end the way that it ended in Afghanistan for the Soviet Union. If you don't change our course, it's going to end the same way it did for the Soviet Union. How do I know that? Because, Ron Paul, let me quote Osama bin Laden. What I did to the Soviet Union, I will do to the United States of America. He takes credit for the collapse of the Soviet Union. Well, he had some Marxists that are helping him in the Soviet Union, and lucky for him, he's got some Marxists here in America to help him with that project. That's about the only thing. I take Osama bin Laden at his word when he says he's going to wipe us off the map and he's going to wipe every Jew off the map. I take him at his word. I do listen to the man. I listened to him in 1999. I take him seriously. That's why we should have shot him in the head a long time ago. But we didn't, because we didn't take him seriously. That's fine. That's fine. Now what do? We fight to win, and then we get the hell out of there. The time to pull out, the last train out, was when we shot Osama bin Laden in the head. Well, looks like we did our job here. We came over here to get the SOB. We got him. Let's go home. You can't export democracy. They don't want it. They don't understand it. That's fine. They attack us. We pound them into glass. And then we go home. We don't fix their stuff. They don't have stuff to fix.
GBTV. The truth lives here.